The card key worked. Cool. Alright, good for me. Boy, that's narrow. Aya! Oh! No! Eve! Ooh, I'm getting rumble. Oh no! Well, this is trouble. Oh, jeez. Alright, watch this. I'm actually going to open with Energy Shot. Freaking yikes. I will also make sure not to have status effects ever, so let's use a Stim. And let's use a Penicillin. Oh, did you just miss? I'm okay with this. Part of what makes Eve so scary is that charge attack she's doing, where she just sits there and I knock her out of it. I don't think it's possible to dodge that unless you just knock her out of it. I did reload, we're good. Oh, that actually tagged me. You know what I'm gonna do? Nope. I'm just gonna reload and hope she doesn't stop me. That ain't bad. That dive bomb is awesome. I blew something off of her. Am I out of... I'm just gonna take the hit. I have no choice. I'm gonna take the hit. I got my reload, but yeah, that was just combustion. And there goes my MP, by the way. Oh! Oh! Wait. Have I done it? $5,000 XP. You know what's funny is that apparently Eve can produce clones of herself, and they will count for XP, and it just never came up. 10,000 BP, and for some reason MP. At this point, I think the game is over. Aya. Aya. Kyle? Kyle, is that... You're alive? Yeah, more or less. Ah! Where's Eve? She's fine. She's sleeping next to me. Phew. Kyle, there's a lot I have to tell you. Me too. But now it's time to rest. But... When I first met you, I burned the gun that you were aiming at me. Hey, someone's down over here! A young woman? And a child. We got 2 down. They're warm. Hey! You okay? You sure are lucky we found you in one piece. Medic, over here! September 7th, 2000, 9:05 p.m., White House, Washington, D.C. Thanks to Mist's actions, casualties were kept to a minimum. I see. Good. We'll have to invite that attractive hunter and her friends. Wow, dude. And the media? Most of them are broadcasting that cultist nuclear attack story. So the disinformation worked. Well, it was quite a sensational incident. Any reports linking this to what happened in Manhattan? None at this time, sir. Excellent. All of our resources are focused on removing evidence. By the time the press gets in, it'll be emptier than Roswell. What about Russia and China? Any concern about the railgun? No need to worry about that. We'll be releasing CG-doctored images soon showing a microwave misfire from a solar power collecting satellite. I think our neighbors will appreciate our quest for clean energy. There's just one thing. What's that? That agent we sent. He said he was resigning and hasn't been seen since. What? He knows too much. He must be found and brought in. I've already given the order, sir. Just think. Our international authority would suffer if this came to light. Not to mention that of our allies. We cannot allow that to happen. It's been almost a year since then. I like that she signed the picture. The FBI moved into action, arresting some of its own, and some Mist officers, on charges of collaboration with a private organization. However, all information regarding the organization running the shelter has been classified. Nothing was ever explained, and we were slapped with a gag order. The report released to the public explained the events as an armed cultist uprising and its suppression. Just like that, the case was closed. Neo-mitochondria were filed and forgotten. But we weren't going to just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Following Baldwin's arrest, Rupert took the senior post. Yay! He's working with Jodie on a secret project, the full public disclosure of Myst and the NMCs. This would not have happened if I had gotten a different ending, because Jodie is alive, as you can plainly see. The Japanese biologist Dr. Maeda has proposed the new superhuman theory. By identifying neomitochondrial DNA, he calculated the frequency of latent carriers over a 10-year span. His theory that these carriers would lead the evolution of the human species is not widely accepted. Hey, it's Pierce! It was enough to interest Pierce. He's been working with Dr. Maeda, looking for carriers over the net. They really hit it off, and their project's going well. Pierce thinks that my case, in which the neomitochondria merely strengthen their host instead of taking outright control, is the true path to mutual prosperity. They intend to educate possible carriers before they transform, and thereby reduce the occurrence of NMCs and the persecution of carriers that would follow. It's clear from his devotion, Pierce has found his life's work. His character has changed too, no more timid Pierce. Jodie is greatly relieved too. Eve! Rupert pulled some strings at the FBI for me and Eve. She's now my younger sister. No questions asked. She's been going to junior high for a month now and loves it. Her face reveals nothing of her dark past. She is full of life and quite popular at school. It also seems that she's lost her neomitochondrial powers. Mr. Douglas was seriously injured in the explosion, but he's recovered and is now rebuilding Dryfield. He sent me a picture of a rifle scope, price tag attached. We've all dealt with what happened in our own way, started new lives. Only Kyle hasn't been seen. Not since that day. I run searches for him now and then, but no luck. I haven't even found a trace. If he hadn't shot me, I'd wonder if he really existed at all. But he saved Eve and he saved me. Or was it all a dream? I hope he didn't get into trouble on account of his helping us. In the meantime, I'll keep searching. After all, he was the one who told me, never give up. Tomorrow I'm taking my first vacation in a long while. Pierce got Eve and me passes to the Nature Museum. Eve craves knowledge. She's so excited about tomorrow she can't sleep. I'll have to brush up if I'm going to be able to answer her questions. September 1st, 2001, 7:16 p.m., Nature Museum, New York. The generically named Nature Museum. I don't know, I have bad memories of the dinosaur exhibit in the Nature Museum in Parasite Eve. What is this, Dark Knight Rises? Come on. Hooray! I think that was the best ending. Yay! Based on the novel Parasite Eve, Katakawa Haro Bunko, Hideaki Sena. I mean, this is very loosely based on it, but hey, Hironobu Sakaguchi is an executive producer. But the novel... Oh, character illustration was Tetsuya Nomura, wow. But the novel is what inspired the first game, which was a sequel to that novel, and this game was just a totally original thing. But the first game was a very loose remake sequel of the novel. I mean, it didn't take place mostly in a hospital, but it was similar enough to the point that characters, I think Maeda said, wow, we had a situation like this in Japan before. In the meantime, I always enjoy when credits give us little pictures during the fact. Oh, look at that, they have the voices of the characters, even though they only really have maybe one voice line in the whole game. There's really not much actual talking in this game. Maybe a little bit of "ah" when you get hit, but otherwise in a cutscene you have a line. Young Eve said, "Ah, yeah," that's about it. Man, remember this? There's no such thing as Square Enix. It's Square, or Square Soft, with 2 words. Square Soft. Huh. David Ribs Carrillo, or Carrillo. You think his friends call him Ribs? Hey, yo, Ribs! Square, Parasite Eve, original music. Yoko Shimomura! Yes! Absolute genius composer. She did Parasite Eve and Super Mario RPG. What different styles of music, and yet particular musical themes are found throughout each game. Little undercurrents of a track you recognize in a new track later. Oh look, Coca-Cola, they just went ahead and did it. And now for the big payoff, calculating my total BP. 239,212. XP 5818. Next replay bonus, that's what I get. Next replay supply. So the grenades, the airburst, recovery 3. Is this just the stuff I had on me? Save game data, yeah, sure. Alright, so if I continue. Opening. So look what I've unlocked. Replay mode. Collect bonus items each time you clear the game in replay mode. Pretty cool. Bounty mode. I unlocked it. Find the hidden golem soldiers and strive for a BP high score. And yes, I successfully unlocked scavenger mode. I think that's because I spent all that XP on my parasite energy. So I have it. I have scavenger mode. Shops are bare and pickings are slim. Use your wits, not your ammo. Oh boy. Now I want to see something in replay mode. Ha, nice. Can I see a list? So, items. Oh, I forgot this was a thing. I could just buy my spells that I already had unlocked. That's awesome! So I don't have to reinvent the wheel and level them up every time. I could buy everything I had. I forgot that was a thing. That's awesome. Max apobiosis. Oh, so cool. And I have 23,921 BP besides. Armor. Turtle in combat. Okay. Ammunition. A little bit of airburst. I got some in there. Batteries and fuel. I don't have anything on me. Weapons. Hey, check it out. I beat the game again. I'll tell you, it was a lot easier to just buy a lot of my super abilities and knowing what to do already and just going for a quick end. I didn't go back and do Dry Fields 20 times or Neo Arc 20 times. I got a bunch of XP, but didn't even try for the highest ranking, because guess what? My ranking was B. I had, what, 230-something thousand XP or whatever? I think I need 400k for S. It's absolutely insane. But the way this game works is if you unlock a ranking, if you would get that same ranking again, it won't give it to you. It'll bump you up a level. So if I got a B rank again, I'll actually unlock the rewards for A rank. So that's my plan. Let's see what I get. Calculating all my stuff, very nice. I'm a little concerned that I might not have enough. I don't know. Yeah, that's... Wait, this is D rank. Oh my god. Mongoose is really good though, and I could just get the Skull Crystal. That's not bad. The Mongoose is the weapon that I would have gotten if I had not saved Jody. Here we are at the shop. I could show you what I've unlocked. And they keep the other things I've unlocked, like Recovery 3. But here we are. Skull Crystal. Costs 5,000, but attach it and see what happens. This was, what, attack bonus or magic bonus or whatever, but this is one of those things that's obscure to get. I think this is what you get in Neo Arc if you unlock the island and you fight the giant swimmer enemy. So instead of getting that at endgame, I can get it at the very beginning and skip that entire section. Pretty good deal. And of course I can also buy my super abilities. They get more expensive as you level them up and they're all maxed, but it's not bad. I don't need every spell in the game. All I want is, well, maybe all the wins. Pyrokinesis, Combustion would be nice, not required, but nice. I don't need Inferno. Metabolism is good. Healing and Life Drain I care a little less about. Antibody and Energy Ball I don't care about at all. Energy Shot I would like. And if I don't want to spend, then I can just still use XP the normal way. Speaking of which, I got all concerned when I had Quad 9 XP I thought I maxed out, but in my second playthrough, the game easily displayed 5 digits, over 10,000, so I think hitting Quad 9 might have been an incredible coincidence. But otherwise, I can buy the Mongoose and the MM1. The Mongoose is a very late game weapon. A large 44 caliber revolver. I think that's a Magnum. On one hand, awesome. On the other hand, where the hell do you get Magnum ammo? And now for ammunition. Fortunately, I can buy the ammo for it. Unfortunately, I would have to keep doing that. So as cool as the Mongoose is, I can't just take it through the entire game because there are not infinite ammo boxes, unless I'm okay with continually buying ammo. Maybe I could use it for the early game just to knock enemies out really, really quickly, and then wait until I get the machine gun. It is an option. But there you go. Here I am on one of my subsequent playthroughs, and I just wanted to point out something really bizarre that I noticed in one of my playthroughs. I'm in Neo Arc, one of the power plants. Well, I guess the power plant, but it's the second fight where I have one of these things to take out. You can actually examine these enemies. The first one, there really isn't much to see. Oh, this is what's supplying the generator. We're going to need to take him down. And once you look at him after he's gone, well, he's down. There's no more power to the generator. But they went nuts with this one. They had, like, Xenogears level philosophical writing with this one. Take a look. This one's powerful, much more than the one before. A vast number of mitochondria acting as one with an ANMC, tenaciously clinging to life, abjectly fearing death. But I understand now. This is keeping the barrier alive, and with the barrier up, I can't get to the real foe beyond. Such incredible power. The power of instinct. Avarice. Okay, now let's see what happens when we take him out, because you are not ready for that. First of all, start small. Next, all the little wall guns here. Oops, not you. Not you just yet, sorry. Too many of these. Are we good? Have I actually gotten all the wall guns? Okay. There's ammo right in here, it's fine. Give him one more combustion. So he goes down. But look what happens when I investigate him. It's crazy. I heard the ANMC's thoughts as it slid towards death. Gentle days free from pain. Automated injections of comfort. So happy was I, so useful. It's not my fault. I'm helping everybody. I don't want to disappear, to die. An organism living for happiness, or a machine fearing death. A vague existence that is betwixt and between, neither here nor there. Peel back the benign surface to find a festering tumor of greed. If you do nothing, you will lose nothing. A craven way to live, if you can really call that life. I, for one, cannot. Unreal. From Parasite Eve II? What a poor creature. Okay, what a speech. That's so unbelievable. It gets all heady in this action game. Fantastic. I just had to show that off because I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. Here we are in the room where we properly meet Eve. And you know something? In my initial playthrough, I never took a look at the flavor text here, but this place is just brutal. So I'm going to do that now. We'll start by taking a look at the teddy bear on the floor, if I can. A well-loved teddy bear. Its fur is tattered and worn. This must be Eve's prized possession. One eye is missing. Sad. I'll have to put on a new one. Eve's teddy bear. Enjoy that because this is as good as it's going to get. Look at these monitors. A brainwashing monitor. There's a movie where the main character is forced to watch images. The endless images brainwash him with subliminal suggestions. That has to be a Clockwork Orange. That must be why there are 3 monitors lined up here. Monitors designed to fill the entire visual field. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the Ringer's solution. Let me just free up a little inventory space first. A hanging intravenous pack. There's still some left. This bed's a little small for Eve. She must have a high growth rate. Nothing else of interest here? Okay, let's take a look at the cabinet. What's this? I'll just borrow this, Eve. It's the MD player, don't care. The rest are just scary picture books. We have the table. Eve's drawings are scattered around. Pictures of hacked, bleeding bodies, drawings of charred corpses. I've never seen these subjects rendered in crayon. The images they forced on her. So twisted and evil. Yet deep inside she remained pure. I wonder how. Did her mitochondria protect her, defend her mortal soul? It seems unlikely, but... There's a scary jack-in-the-box here, too. What a creepy face. Yeah, right up here. And then lastly, this is the one that really got me, on the floor. Building blocks scattered everywhere. She looks grown, but her heart is still that of a small child. On closer inspection, these building blocks have slightly curved surfaces. It would be impossible to build with these. Even her toys are stressful. Cruel building blocks. Come to think of it, the walls are plain and lifeless. This is a very odd kid's room. Everything is designed to heighten mental stress. How terrible. Twisted children's toys. Can you believe this? Good thing she's on our side, because this room seems specifically designed to drive somebody insane. Absolutely nasty. But don't you worry, we're gonna save Eve and make it to the end of the game. Well, I beat the game again. I don't expect the highest rank, but we'll see what I've unlocked. That's BP, I'm not particularly interested anymore. 34,000 XP, that's more interesting. Flamethrower attachment, the pike. Lipstick. Tactical armor, I just get it, or at least the ability to buy it. That's not bad. Well, I beat the game again. This time I really made sure to take out every single enemy. It was tedious, but I expect a good grade this time. I don't care about the BP, I care about the XP. Hypervelocity, magnetic railgun, hunter goggles. MP boost 2, that's crazy. Save game data? Yeah. That is an A rank. I didn't expect the S rank. That's exceedingly difficult to get, but A rank, so next time I earn a B or an A, that'll grant me an S. Let's go ahead and take a look at our new stuff. So items, MP Boost 2, I can just buy that. That's kind of nice. Hunter Goggles. You can actually get this at the beginning of any game, you just have to get a proper score when you do your target practice at level 3 difficulty. But they prevent blindness. Special filtered goggles attached to prevent blindness. That's it. Or, you know, darkness, whatever the status effect is called. Now I could just buy it. But I think we're interested in the hypervelocity magnetic railgun. Fires hypersonic rounds. R1 railgun. Burst. Capacity 100 rounds. I'm assuming I have to buy the ammo for that because that's ridiculous. Don't tell me that's a battery fuel thing. I could try buying it. There goes all my BP, but come on. Now we're in the Acropolis Tower, and I could try out this absolutely ridiculous item. I'm not technically in combat yet, so I can slowly walk up to this enemy. Do you think I could take him? Takes an hour to take the weapon out, but... oh god. Oh my god! That was one shot. Oh, alright. On one hand, way too long. On the other hand, hilarious. Here I am about to beat the game one more time. I have the hyper velocity equipped. Let's see how it does on the final boss. Avoid the slap, and then, whoops, keep avoiding. And then, if she stays in place, I think I might have this. $2,300 damage is absurd. Jeez, how long was this fight supposed to take? Didn't count because I aimed before properly targeting. Okay, that's the fight. That's the final boss. And now that I've beaten the game yet again, taking out every enemy I could, I've gotten the B rank, I've gotten an A rank. Now it's time for the S rank. I've been waiting for this. The Gunblade. Incredible. Ringer solution, I could just buy them. Oh, the toilet, don't care so much, but I could just buy them. Yeah. Yeah, we're keeping that. And here we are with Jodie. I start the game with 23,000 BP because of the amount I acquired in my previous playthrough, and so weapons. The Gunblade. Ultra high frequency particle blade, blade with shotgun attachment. Sure, it costs half of what the hypervelocity does, but just you wait. R1, the blade. R2, the buckshot. You better believe I'm gonna buy this. Ammo, I'll go nuts for now. There we go. That ought to be more than enough buckshot, right? Here I am looking incredibly cool with my awesome gun blade. Why don't we put it to good use? We've got the spooky ANMC, but what we also have, check this out. Let's target him. The way I set up, that's amazing. Oh my god. So, we could swing. Now that's something you really have to pay attention to. Did you notice the yellow flash? When I was swinging, it turned yellow for a second. More on that later. First of all, I'll just shoot the guy. Then I'll swing. Got him. But it gets better. What you may not have known is that this has a hidden function that actually calls back to the way you do timed critical hits in Final Fantasy VIII. I am going to try to swing and then fire the gun as I connect, just like Squall would have done. Let's try it out. Well, I got stunned. Yeah, that extra shockwave, I think that might have been because I fired when I swung. Well, I got him. I'm gonna get more chances, too. Let's go right back out and give that another shot. That's crazy. Did you see that? Was that like 1,400 damage? 2,400 damage if you time that right. 2,400! Spray can. Oh, that's right. That is hypervelocity levels of damage. Okay, pepper spray. There we go. That's insane. That's absolutely absurd. So there you go. Gunblade. Buckshot. Yes, I have to keep buying buckshot, but guess what? You can find the black key card in this dungeon, the Acropolis Tower, and if you can make it through Acropolis, Dryfield Day, Dryfield Night, all the way to the shelter, then you can do what I did and go to that weapons room, and instead of constantly picking up Hydra ammo, you could pick up buckshot. Again, if you can get within melee range, 2,400 potential damage if you time that right? Comical. So there you go. This game's S-rank reward, a Final Fantasy VIII nod, and an insane weapon in Parasite Eve II. What a game! Well, we have done it. We have beaten Parasite Eve II, continuing the saga. That was quite a thrilling experience. It didn't quite have the sequel to the book feel that the original Parasite Eve video game did, but this was a very interesting turn in terms of basic mechanics. This game was way more battle-oriented, and unlike Parasite Eve I, there is a limit to how many enemies you can fight. In the original Parasite Eve, you had guaranteed enemy encounters at certain points, but after that, each time you would enter the room, the percentage chance of running into them would be reduced. It would never be 0, but it's kind of hard to grind in that game. In Parasite Eve II, it's impossible to grind. You can play the game like I did, in a way where you get every single enemy spawn possible, but you don't have to do that. Even if you do, those enemies are gone. There is a maximum amount of experience you can earn from taking out enemies. But you know what else you can earn? New game modes, as we've seen, and New Game Plus rewards, things that you can purchase at the BP machine or at Jody's place at the firing range. What a payoff! The hypervelocity, the gunblade from Final Fantasy VIII, incredible! You know something? there's more stuff we can earn, because I got the S rank, the A rank, the B, the D. I think that might have been all I got. I got H as well, but there's still C, E, F, G, I, J, K, and L. There's a lot of stuff I could have earned. I'm not even going to try to memorize this. I got it right here. C rank would have been the M249. I would have gotten the 44 Mida SP bullets, so they can cause poison in the Magnum, as well as cola. I could just buy cola. For E rank, the AS-12 was a shotgun, and I can buy the R-Slug and the Firefly ammo. For the F rank, I could have gotten the IS Special. You saw that outfit toward the end of the game. It has quickfire, which means if you switch targets, you pivot, I think, 50% faster, which is a big deal for some of the heavier guns like the grenade launcher. And it also has MP regen, HP plus 30, MP plus 50, quite good. Spartan ammo, the best ammo for the handgun and machine gun, and the Ofuda, which increases spell damage, I think, or you could consume it to level up one of your elemental abilities. The G rank, you can get the Javelin, buy it right at the beginning of the game. Holy Water, insanely good for early game. And the MD player, it prevents certain status effects. The I rank, the Hammer for the rifle. The Belt Pouch, you could just buy belt pouches, that's insanity. And MP Boost 1. J rank, the M203 and Hydra ammo. Protein Capsule, the max HP increasers, you could just buy those. K rank, the M9 rifle, the rifle clip holder, and flare. That's not bad. And then finally, the L rank. To get an L rank, I could try going for a high rank again. I've already unlocked S, so it'll bump me up and loop me back to the bottom. But getting the L rank for real on a first playthrough is very hard. You have to get lower than 14,500 experience. And considering the final boss by itself is worth several thousand, it's not easy to do. People have made a walkthrough for the entire thing. Acropolis Tower, you fight the boss in the cafeteria, you know, that monster that shows you things are mutating, and then avoid everything until the number 9 final boss of the tower. You just don't fight anybody. Dryfield, you have to beat those 4-legged enemies in front of the water tower, so Kyle will drop the ladder. So you fight those guys. When you're getting the monkey wrench, you gotta kill the enemies in the garage, because otherwise you can't get the monkey wrench. You beat number 9 in the rundown house. You fight those scavenger enemies that wrecked your car. That's like a cutscene, so you gotta fight those guys. When the big boss comes up with a flamethrower mouth, do enough damage to him to get him to change phases, but don't actually beat him. Let him run away, which will cost you the dog, Flint. Not cool, but you do get less experience that way, 1,000 fewer. Instead of getting the machine gun as a reward from Mr. Douglas, you get the chicken plate armor, HP plus 60, HP recovery, and it's anti-explosion, just like the final armor I wore at the end of the game. When you're in the mine, well, all those 4-legged guys attack your car when you first get there. You gotta beat them, and then you gotta beat the boss, one of them, near the entrance to the shelter. And then in the shelter, you beat the giant boss, you beat those monsters in the power plant that just sit there. When you're on the way to Eve, you have the one fatty monster with the 3 speakers on the wall. Kill the fatty, not the speakers. You have to kill that giant boss that Eve controls, and then avoid everything else until the final boss. And even then, the final boss can produce clones of herself that give you experience. Hope she doesn't make any. You might be able to get away with 1. It's very hard, but what do you get for L rank? An insane reward, actually. A monk robe, armor we've never seen before. It comes with all 10 attachment slots open. No belt pouches needed. MP plus 100. MP regen after fights, and even MP regen when you get hit. And you can get the medicine wheel. Remember, that allows bonus items to be dropped. If you can buy that early, then when you beat number 9 in the dilapidated house in Dryfield, he'll actually drop the gunblade. He just drops it. Incredible. and Recovery 2. Finally, if you get every single rank in the game, and you beat the game again, then your reward is 300,000 BP that you could spend on New Game Plus. So you could just buy whatever you want. The game's over, just have fun. It's a lot, but it's quite exciting. So there you go, comprehensive Parasite Eve II playthrough. Thank you very much for watching the playthrough. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. And special thanks to Stranga Games for selecting this game for me to play in the first place. As for what's coming up next, well, I'm quite excited because I'm going to pick up on another series I haven't played in a while, and I'm going to have help. What could that mean? Until next time, everyone.